was a chill morning at SeaWorld Orlando, the kind of Florida dawn where the sun glimmers off the water and visitors shuffle in, half awake, cameras poised. Behind the scenes, however, the trainers prepared for the day's main event, the killer whale show. Among them was Jenna Marshall, with 5 years of experience working with orcas. She had learned every nuance, their behaviors, the slightest shift in their eyes, the music that calmed them. But experience didn't mean invulnerability. The spotlight shone over the semicircular stadium and guests filled the seats. The trainers took their places. The orcas, massive, powerful, sleek, black and white bodies gliding just beneath the water, waited in the lagoon. Jenna walked along the edge, her heart steady but aware. A mismatch in timing, a slip in communication, could turn routine into tragedy. She'd heard stories of fellow trainers hurt, sometimes fatally, and every time she told herself it wouldn't be her. The show began. Audiences cheered as the whales breached, tail slapped, and navigated the cues. Jenna and 2 colleagues directed them, exchanging hand signals, whistles, and eye contact across the water. The energy was electric, adrenaline coursed, but the training and rehearsals had felt seamless. Then came the final act, the salute. Jenna would stand on a small platform just inches above the water. She would wave, make eye contact with the whale, and the whale would lift her gently by her glove, pose, then release her safely back to her mark. It was choreographed, repeated dozens of times in practice, but today something shifted. As Jenna stepped forward, she saw Katina, a 13-foot orca with years of experience, but also a reputation for mood swings, swim fast toward her, faster than expected. Maybe a heartbeat misaligned, maybe a cue misheard. The water surged as Katina exploded upward. Jenna braced, extended her arm, and thought she had the rhythm, but her boot slipped on the slick platform edge. Her foot slipped backward. For a critical fraction of a second, she lost balance. Then the whale struck. Katina's snout slammed upward, the momentum strong, pushing Jenna off balance entirely. She tumbled into the water, the crash audible to the audience before anyone could grasp what happened. A collective gasp rose from the crowd. Underwater, Jenna struggled. The orca, disoriented or reacting to the sudden imbalance of equations of force, turned. Her enormous pectoral fin brushed Jenna's torso. Panic flooded Jenna's limbs as she tried to reach the surface, arms flailing. Katina made a low-throttled vocalization, possibly distress or confusion. More whales swam near, curious. On the platform, the other trainers leapt into action, whistles, loud commands, marine crew diving in. A safety diver with a pole reached Jenna first and pulled her away from Katina's path. The entire moment lasted mere seconds, but underwater felt like minutes. Finally, Jenna broke the surface, gasping, coughing saltwater, clutching at help. She was pulled onto a rescue boat and rushed to medical staff on site. As Jenna lay on a stretcher, paramedics checked her for broken ribs, spinal injury, internal trauma. She was conscious, terrified, but alive, bleeding internally, bruised badly, entrails of fear in her mind. She would live, but it would be months before she walked normally and longer before stepping near a whale again. In the following week, the park closed several shows. The trainers held hushed conversations about what went wrong. They reviewed footage, a slip of a shoe, a microsecond delay in Katina's response. Was it the platform's texture, a chipped grip surface, or was Katina simply off that day, less willing, more reactive? Investigators came. OSHA stepped in, demanding safety audits and retraining protocols. For the American public watching, this was not the first time. Decades earlier, trainer accidents had made headlines. In 2010, a widely publicized incident involved a trainer who was pulled underwater by an orca in San Antonio. The trainer later died. That tragedy gripped the nation, prompting questions about the ethics and hazards of captive marine mammal performances. Families and animal rights groups joined the outcry. "It's not just an accident, it's inevitable," said one activist. The park defended its practices, pointing to safety measures, decades of showmanship, and the bonds trainers claimed to share with orcas. But for many, the image of human versus six-ton predator would never be comfortable. Jenna survived, though. Her recovery was slow and harrowing. The physical therapy was grueling. Ribs that healed slowly, pain that flared when she tried normal motions, mental nightmares of drowning in giant shadows. She replayed in her mind the moment she slipped, asked herself over and over what small change might have averted disaster. After a few months, she visited the lagoon again. Katina was there, black and white body gliding in water that reflected dusklight. Jenna watched from behind a barrier. She no longer wore the costume of a performer. The show would not resume for her. In the safety meeting room, trainers held a solemn session. They recommended textured, non-slip shoes, real-time pressure sensors on platforms to detect slip risk, stricter two-trainer backups during acts, escape zones. They proposed rehearsing emergency responses hundreds of times more, installing overhead nets at key sections, and ensuring medical staff trained specifically for deepwater trauma was always ready. SeaWorld pledged to enhance protocols, but the old critiques remained. Could a human truly be safe playing with a wild predator? Jenna eventually spoke to reporters. She described the adrenaline, the bond with the whales, and in that split instant, how small shifts turned normalcy into a nightmare. Her message was clear. We love these animals, but love doesn't mean neglecting safety. No amount of applause should outweigh preparedness. Across the U.S., the story ran in newspapers, primetime news shows, and became a cautionary tale. Sea parks revised their policies. Some states pushed legislation to limit or prohibit performances with orcas. Americans debated, was this entertainment or hubris? In time, Jenna left the vocation of performing. She devoted herself to marine rescue work, whales in the wild, helping stranded animals. She said she now felt more purpose, helping free creatures rather than train them for applause. But the memory of the accident never left her. The sound of water crashing, the weight of enormous strength beneath her, the moment she lost her footing. That night, as she fell asleep in her new coastal home, she would sometimes hear the echo, the whistle, the splash, Katina's eyes, a reminder that nature, in all its wonder, is never truly tamed.